never will.
Oh, boy!
That stuff is.
Yes!
Ballerina.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Dude.
This was 10 times better than I was even remotely expecting.
I knew the movie was going to be good because it's in the same world as John Wick.
Of course, yep.
So, of course, the action's got to stay consistent.
Yep.
The action, the world in it, they got to build off of what they already established from the John Wick movies.
Yep.
But then they got my baby in here, man.
Let's take a minute.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
You ever see a woman so fine that you just want to do better in life and you want to just not make yourself look like an idiot in front of her?
Let me tell you, I did in that movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely me too. Like the moment we saw her, I was just like, I did that.
Yeah, you did.
I did that exact thing.
That's right.
And in the theater, and there was like 10 people in there with us. I
couldn't blame you though.
I didn't give a shit.
Couldn't blame you.
Because I'm like, hey, look, I'm not talking or anything, so fuck it. I'm just gonna make a quick sound with my hand, and it's fine. It is what it is. But
God damn, man.
yo, first of all, this movie had no business going as ham as it did.
But it did.
Oh yeah,
And then some.
mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
And secondly, the way that this movie built itself up, I was just like, y'all did not have to do that. Y'all really didn't have to do that.
But they did.
I think they needed it. I think
Yeah.
they needed it. Like,
Yeah.
because the movie starts off with we start off with Eve as a little girl.
Yep.
And you see her father. It's her and her father and just doing their thing. She wants to be a dancer and shit. Got a little like ballerina music box and shit. And then some people come in, try to kill. I guess they're trying to kill her and the pops.
I think they were trying to kill her father and take her.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. There we go. Yeah. And first of all, we gotta get the pops out of the way. The pops was fire, man.
Dude, he was going at it.
He was doing his thing.
He was
man.
ready for them.
Like and the shit that he was doing with the fact that the shit that he was doing with that when he didn't even have a gun. I was like, hey, this dude is hold up now. Hey yo,
Yeah.
Hey yo, okay.
He was doing his thing, man.
He was, man. But then of course, the main dude, the main leader dude, he came in, was like, hey, here, take this gun. Either you pop yourself or you can try and pop us, but we still gonna kill you and we still gonna take Eve. Because I know she's here. So of course Eve was hiding and shit, and then she called out to him, and then at that point he's instant father mode. Bop, 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 like
Yeah.
just starts popping everybody and shit. And I was just like, damn. And of course he died, and then at that point she ends up in New York? I think it was New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was New York. She's training with the director, Angelica Houston,
Yep.
aka Morticia Adams. And dude, at this point we see Eve all grown up. It's my baby. And bro, I would not date a ballerina, man. I can't do it.
That's too much.
I
man.
can't do it, dude.
That's too much.
I can't date a ballerina, especially in this world, man. I can't do it. Listen, there was a point, like if you saw it closely, she was on her tiptoes, right? Like doing the spin and all that shit. if you looked at the floor, the
Yeah,
more
it
she
was all
did it,
bloody and
yeah,
shit.
her shit was bleeding. Her
Yeah.
toes were bleeding, and I'm already like,
Crazy.
and I'm already like, first of all, I already don't like toes anyway. But just seeing that shit, like how much ballerinas go through with that shit, I'm
That's
like,
too much.
no, just no.
That's rough.
No, I can't do it. No. And then there's even a point where after she's finished like dancing and rehearsing and shit, director's like, all right, go ahead, call what's her name, Tatiana or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Call Tatiana out, let her know she's ready to be seen. So Eve goes back. And of course, she was like, "Hey, tend to your wounds. Make sure that you're all good. You don't want to get
you don't get sepsis.
Yeah, sepsis,
Like yeah.
and we don't want to cut your foot off."
Yep.
So, so she goes back. We see everybody training, and not just dancing. We see them dancing. We see them doing the fight training, all that type of shit.
All of it. Yep.
So she goes to like her bed, right? Next to her is Tatiana, and she says, "Hey, director's ready." She takes her shoe off, and I'm just like.
No. Wait.
Bro, I couldn't.
Like a war scene,
I couldn't look. I couldn't look. I could not do it. And that just further cements into my. I'm like, yeah, there's ballerina's feet be looking like that. No, I'm good. I'm not. No.
That's too much for me.
Nah, I can't do it. There's no way I can do it. I can't. I can't be looking at I can't be dating a ballerina if she's gonna be having feet like that. but man, so of course, then after Tatiana goes out, she does her thing, and then we see Eve. Yo, this is where I'm like, okay, I'm liking this movie a lot more than I thought. That's where we see the training. We see them how they use the guns, how they shoot, like one shot flick, pop, one shot flick, pop, one shot. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep, every shot counts.
Yep, every shot counts, and like. It's gotta be one shot, and then not only that, we see how they function when like we basically see how John Wick learned what he knows today, and how we see him in action.
Yeah.
Basically, they gotta they have to work the corners a lot. Like any corner they turn, they gotta be careful with that shit.
Yep.
And always turn around behind you too, even though you already checked it, because somebody can be right there too. But
never know.
Yeah, so. Yo, and then after that, we see her doing, the hand-to-hand fights and shit too. And of course, we see the doctor from Dune. She's in this. Yeah, the doctor from Dune, she's in this. And she's explaining to her, hey, how this is how it all works. Protect your ward, all this other good shit, all this other shit and all whatnot. Still explaining, how the training and everything goes. And dude, I'm telling you, man. The part where she's fighting the dude, and the dude is just one-upping her every single time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, okay. And I'm like, listen, look, I have no doubt Anna's gonna do her thing, but I'm sitting there just like, and then of course that was when the doctor said, "Hey, why do you think you keep losing?" And then,
yeah,
yo, that's when she was like, he's stronger, he's faster, and all this other stuff, and she goes. So
yeah,
that's because you're fighting. That's because you're fighting on his terms. Change it. You're smaller. You're always gonna be smaller. You'll be weaker to them. Change that shit. Yep. Switch it up to your level, to your advantage. And yo, I swear,
it clicked for her.
Yeah, it clicked for her, and I swear, when she said this, I was gonna stand up and be like, yes. She said, "Fight like a girl." I said, yeah. That's how we do it.
You're thinking different.
Yeah, exactly. And then when she did it, she went for the weaker parts. Go for the nuts. Go for the joints. Fucking stomp his shit out if you need to.
Yo.
And she did it.
She did it.
I was like, hey, yo. And then, oh man, yo. And then of course the training, she's getting better and better and better. Now keep in mind, before we keep going, I gotta say this right off the front.
Mm-hmm.
This movie that I appreciated the most, they did not do the thing where they go, "Oh, she's better than John Wick." No,
they didn't.
She was not better than John Wick. In fact, she was barely even on his level.
Yeah.
She was able to do her thing and everything like that, but she was nowhere near John Wick's level, which I was okay with, because I'm still like, hey, she's still a believable badass, and I still fuck with her.
I respect that.
Yeah, for real. I think we need to see more action, more female action heroes like that.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. After we see her train, she's like, hey, she goes back to her bed and shit. She sees that Tatiana's gone.
Yeah.
Tatiana couldn't cut it, so they just let her out. They're like, yo, we let her out because she only has sadness. You, on the other hand, we're keeping you because you got sadness, yeah, but it's mostly pain, it's rage and shit that we see with you, and that's gonna help you focus with what you're doing. So, of course, she was like, all right, then in that case, I'm ready. Then let's do this. So she gets in so they take her to like an empty like room or not? Was it an empty room? I think it was some kind of
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of like room, like whatever. So she's sitting there in the chair with like a disassembled gun, and I knew it was a disassembled gun because I've seen this type of shit before. Yeah. So then they bring in the chick who used to be a ballerina, and I think, and if I remember correctly, I think that was the same chick from she was in The Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah, she played Yukio.
Huh.
Yeah. Like, I swear, if I'm right,
Okay.
if I'm right, that's her. Then that's her. If I'm not, then hey, it is what it is. I screwed up. But yo, so she's freaking out. She's like, "Yo, seriously, I'm a test. That's it." And then of course, the whole time everybody's just like, "Yo, you can get out of this. You can still get out of this. You can still leave. You can still go. You know what I mean?" But my baby's like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm still doing this." So of course so once they hear the clock goes off, they both start assembling the gun together and shit. My baby, she gets the advantage, of course, and but she hesitates.
Mm-hmm.
Now initially I was thinking, oh shit, they're gonna ream her for that, but they didn't. Mm-mm. But the chick still kept going. She kept trying to put the gun up, but once she got the gun ready to go, before she could even let it shot, my baby said, "Bop!"
Yep.
I said, "Oh, okay." And then they instantly was like, "All right, so here's what you're doing. You're going into this club. You're going into this club. You got to protect this ward and keep her away from this dude, and he's gonna have his goons with him." Bro, when she went in that club and she got that dress and she had that little like what, I don't even think it was a coat. It was like a little like shoulder. I don't even know what I don't know what they call it, but you know what I mean. But when she went in that shit with that on,
God damn,
I was sitting there like,
yeah, you almost lost your shit, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, God damn, baby girl.
Damn.
Anyways. Okay, but fucking so of course she goes in, she's ready to go, and she's scoping everything out, and she's already like, okay. And here's the thing I liked about it: when she was on that first mission, she didn't get in there and do it all perfectly and shit. She was getting fucked up.
Yeah, she
was. Like when it was time to go into action, they were kicking the shit out of her, man.
Yeah,
she was getting kicked through ice too.
She was getting roughed up, man.
Yeah.
Big time.
And the cool thing I even liked about it, like she was wearing heels, but it wasn't one of those heels where she could like just take it off easy and shit. She'd have to fight barefoot.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you're on ice, like why would you need that? Anyway, but it was all like tactical type of shit. So yo, the shit that I liked that she did when she took the gun, and keep in mind when they gave her a gun, it wasn't even real bullets. They gave her rubber bullets.
Yeah.
That was like
rubber bullets.
Yeah, and they're like, and of course the doctor was like, "Got a problem with that?" And she's like, "Nah." So of course she went in, did her thing. Yo, and I swear, man, the way that she was fighting in this shit. Oh my gosh, man. I was sitting there like it was like she was I can't explain it. It's like she basically wasn't John Wick.
No.
She like the way John Wick
she was doing her own thing.
Yeah, and like she was doing elbows before she let off shots. I remember there was a point
she was fighting a little dirty with it too.
She had to.
Yeah,
she had to. And there were even points where there was a point where she shot. There was a chick that tried to go at her. She put her leg up, and even though we don't have these parts, shot her in the vagina. I said, okay. That wasn't supposed to hurt me, but I'm sure it still hurt. But god damn. But yo, and then I swear that fight scene was crazy. And then the way it ended, dude, she of course she ended up fighting the main dude that was there, and she just man, this dude was working her like crazy, man.
He was.
She was getting tossed. She was getting kicked everywhere. She was hitting more ice. So I'm sure. So she went home with bruises and shit like that, like whatnot. But then she said, "Okay, this ain't gonna work. I need to fucking ice axe or some shit."
Yes, like an ice pick.
Yeah, ice pick.
Some shit like that.
Ice pickaxe or whatever the fuck. So she picked that shit up and she destroyed this dude with it.
Man.
Of course, the dude still made her work for it, but yo. And she was gonna kill him, but she said, "Nah, I got you." And then she, of course, took the chick, got out, mission complete.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, and then then we jumped to like 2 months later. Oh yeah, and of course she met John Wick before going on that mission too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because this movie takes place around the same time as chapter 3.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. All right. So they met. He tells her, "Hey, you can just go out the front door. You ain't gotta do this." Mm-hmm. And of course she was like, how do I go and do what you do? He's like, well, I mean, I'm working on leaving. Mm-hmm. So and then she asked him, what was it? Damn it, now I forgot. But whatever. Next anyway, after that, fast forward to like 2 months later, after that first mission she went on, dude, she's banged up a little bit, man. Yeah. She got like a blade,
knife blade.
Like a knife blade that broke in her shoulder.
Yep.
And she's bleeding and shit, and like God. And of course she's making money along the way because this is what they do. Like, you know, if there's a contract out, you can make money just by killing them and shit. So of course she takes a picture, sends it. They go, "Hey, you got paid like $750,000 or some shit." Mm-hmm. And then she's getting ready to leave, head out in the car, and next thing you know, a car just blam comes out. And the way that this was shot, I was like,
it was fucking dope.
I say, yo,
yeah,
we're in for a treat with this movie.
Yeah.
So she comes out as the car was still coming, and she pops a couple more dudes, and then the last dude that she had to fight, she destroyed this dude, man. Of course, she has to cheat, you know, like the doctor said. Because, hey, she's smaller, she's weaker, use the fight to her advantage, fight on her terms, but hey, and man, she took dude, and I swear, I knew it was coming when he had his arm through the car door. Yeah. And I didn't want it to happen. But she broke dude's arm. I said, oh, shit, no. And then dude was already done. He was out. But then she said, nah, it ain't enough. Pow! Puts an axe through his face.
That's right.
Puts an axe through his face. And then checks his shit. Checks his, wrist and shit.
She notices the scar on his wrist.
Yeah, because it was from the same dudes that killed her pops from the beginning. So of course, she cuts dude's shit off, goes to the director. She's like, "Hey, what is that?" And she's like, and the director's like, "A severed hand?" No, look at. She goes, opens the shit. I've seen this mark before. What is it? I've seen this tribe when I was a little girl. And she goes, "Oh, okay. No, that's just or I forgot the name of the place, but she basically, director said, "Oh, that's a cult. We don't fuck with them."
Yep.
She's like, "Oh, we don't fuck with them, so don't worry about it. It is what it, you know what I mean? You did your job. Go on, get out of here." And then, of course, that was when I'm like, this has a connection to her, so I don't think she ain't gonna let this shit go. Which, on some level, I didn't blame her. I'm just like, hey, look, if it was me, I'd want to find out more too. And man, my baby looked so fucking fine in this movie, man. Listen,
every single time.
And honestly, I wouldn't even say it was a suit. It wasn't even really a suit she was wearing, because I don't really find women in suits attractive like that.
A blazer.
Yeah, she had like a blazer with like a long sleeve shirt with like some nice pants and some boots on and shit. I was like, yo, okay, all right, I can work with that. But so she of course she goes over to the Continental afterwards, which we see. Yep. We see Sharon, man. We see Sharon.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
I never thought we would see him again. I really.
Neither did I.
Like, he must have filmed this before he died, man. And
He must have, yeah.
yeah, and honestly, man, I was like, no joke, when he came on the screen, I was like, yes, like, yes. I was literally like that, and I was just happy to see him, man.
Honestly.
And then she comes across Winston, and she's known Winston since she was a little girl too. So Winston is like, hey, are you sure you want to know about this? And she goes, yeah. And yeah, she even gives him the coin that he gave her when she was a little girl. And yo, the way that everything is revealed, kind of, like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of saw it coming on some level, but
a little bit, but not fully for me.
No, not same. But we'll get into that later. So of course we find out that there's a contract on someone from that cult because he took his daughter. And they ran away.
Yep.
Because he's like, yo, I'm trying to give her a normal life. Y'all are trying to do some crazy shit with these kids. I'm not, and my daughter ain't gonna be one of them. So, which I didn't blame him. Which we find out is your boy Daryl.
Yeah.
From Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Which I call him Scud from Blade 2.
Oh yeah.
But yo, when we see him again, we see him in action, and it's
that was dope.
It was, and initially. Cause she goes to the Continental in what, Prague or some shit? I think it was Prague.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was Prague, and and of course we see one of the dudes from John Wick, which he played in the first one, but of course his character in that died, but he's a different character in this. He's a stunt. Fuck, I forgot his name, but he's in a lot of shit. He was in like. The Matrix movies. He's in Barry. He's in.
Oh shit! Okay.
He's in a lot of shit, and he's a stuntman. Like he's a really famous stuntman. So he's on the sniper rifle, checking her out, looking at her like, hey, yo, we got somebody who's trying to like, you know, take the contract or some shit and trying to conduct business. So she's really going there. So yeah, initially she was there to conduct business, but the moment that she saw the little girl. She was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then the pops, then Daryl or Scud rolled in, and he was like, hey, what the hell you want? And I was like, oh, shit. And then that's when there were like 2 or 3 more people in the lobby. They were getting antsy, so they went up, tried to go get her, tried to go get the dude. And then turned out main man, he had like a gun set up at the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a gun
like a booby trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when dude kicked the door open, bop, he dead already. And then the 2 rushed in, tried to go at them. Yo, and then my baby Anna, man, she went ham on this chick. She had the chick ready, got her shit, fucked her up, and then it's kind of a joke, but but I'm also like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing with this, and. She grabs a remote to the TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and every time she beats her with it, the channel changes. So it goes Three Stooges. And then the next one, I think it's supposed to be I Love Lucy or some shit. Mm-hmm. It may have been, but may have been something else. And then the last one was Buster Keaton. Now I'm sure you don't know what Buster Keaton is.
I'm familiar with this.
Okay, yeah. So you know the stunt where like he stands there and like the house falls over and like that stunt still holds up today, all these years later.
That shit is crazy.
That was like
legit actually did that.
Yeah. Like Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, who's Harold Lloyd, all of them. Yep. So basically all the John Wick movies is like just an homage to like stuntmen and like all that shit. Which it's perfect. So it was a perfect Easter egg. And then after my baby, deals with chick, they get the fuck out. They run out to get Daryl and his daughter out. But he's like, oh nah, fuck this, because it's too crowded. Bop, bop, shoots in the air. Everybody's dispersing and shit except for the people that's trying to kill him.
Yep.
So of course Eve takes the daughter. They go across like the train tracks or some shit. And the next thing you know, boom, Daryl gets shot and she gets knocked out. They take the little girl back to like where she was at. And then from there, Eve wakes up. She's tied up with like the Continental staff because they're about to kill her.
That's right.
Because they're like, and she was like, hey, whoa, I wasn't conducting business. I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I wouldn't do nothing. Then the chick on the right was like, you broke my fucking jaw, man. And she's like, well, you're still talking. I'm like, that's my baby right there, man. And then of course, the dude who was the front desk guy, he was like, hey, shoots the two of them, leaves her alive because, hey, he was right.
She didn't kill anyone.
She didn't do anything. She wasn't doing anything. So then she leaves, goes out, and then by that point, she goes over to what's the weapon shop or some shit. I forgot what they call it. But she goes over to this place. He's like, hey, you going hunting or you going fishing or some shit like that? She goes, hunting. Large hunt. Boom. They are so I'm thinking, oh shit, we gonna get some artillery just like, Keanu and them in John Wick Chapter 2.
Yep.
But the thing I liked about this, they flipped it on its head. So we're in there, she's fucking with the guns, checking out how it works and the shit, checking the reload, all that shit. Next thing you know, pop, 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 pop. These motherfuckers
They came to the place.
Shot the dude's place up, which his name was Frank, and he had a funny ass joke in there. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit.
Because he was like, may I be Frank? And you see his name tag is Frank. I'm like, yo, man.
That's right.
I said, man, if you don't get this cheesy ass joke out of here, but you actually got me with that.
It was perfect.
It was.
Perfect.
I'll give him that. So from that point, like I said, they were checking out the weapons. And then the cult motherfuckers, they come in, shoot the place up, and bro, this is your favorite part of the fucking movie.
This is probably the best scene out of the entire movie for me.
I can agree with that.
I've never seen it before,
No.
ever in any other movie.
Not even an action movie. I've never seen shit like this before.
Is one of a kind scene right
Yeah,
there, man.
like the way that what she does, she goes all the way down to the basement while these people are trying to shoot her because she has the guns, but they're not loaded or anything. Yep. So she's checking the artillery, trying to see if she can load it or anything in time. But they're on her ass. So she goes down to the basement, sees the grenades.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh no.
It's going down.
I was like, just like your pops. Just like your pops. Because in the beginning, remember the pops, he was doing the same shit with the grenades a little bit too.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, listen, I'm just going to be real. I think she did it just a little bit better than her pops. Like,
yeah.
The way that she was doing shit with these grenades. She took one grenade, threw the whole, put it in the box, threw all that shit down, either downstairs or right at him.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, and everyone's like,
It's going off.
I said, yo. So she comes out. She has like two straps on.
Loaded with them.
Yeah, she has two straps on. Goes in and of course she's using them.
She had like a technique with them too.
She really did. It was wild. She took one grenade, threw it, boom, would go and move into a spot to save. Another person comes out and shoots. Oh shit. And this guy got it the worst. I'm sorry. So she takes the grenade, throws it at dude, blows up from behind him. He's like, ah shit. Gets up. She rushes him, grabs him, boom, fucks him up, pop, pop. And of course his mouth is open. So she takes a grenade, punches him in that shit, and then pulls the pin, shuts the door, and then
oh man.
I said, hey yo. I'm sitting there like, my baby is going ham in this movie. My baby's going ham in this movie.
Bro, I was just in shock when that shit happened.
I was too.
Like,
but here's where I was like, oh, I got a feeling it's gonna get crazier from here. So then
that was
later
only
on,
the start of it.
Yeah, that was just the start. So she then gets another dude, and she's fighting him, but she ends up taking a strap off, tries to choke him with it over the table, but then she's like, oh, grenade, pulls a pin, goes over to the table, jumps over, and then when she lands,
it goes off,
blows him to smithereens.
Oh, what timing too?
I said, yo.
God damn.
I said, yo.
It was going off.
This movie's fucking wild, man. So of course at that point everything's done. All the guys are dead. All the motherfuckers are dead. Frank comes out and she's like, hey, those were the same guys from that was from like the cult or whatever that I hear about.
Yep.
And he goes, all right, I got you. You didn't hear this shit from me.
Yeah.
So he pulls out a map. Yeah, pulls out the map, points out the location because he's like, hey, he goes, hey, we've never really known exactly where these guys were. It's not confirmed, but if my best guess, you go up this part of the road or whatever, go up this part of the mountain, and you'll probably land in this town. You should be good there. Yeah. Like, you probably end up finding them. Now, here's where I was like, hold up. The cult is, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, they got the cult. They got the mark and all that shit. Mm-hmm. But here's where I was like, there's something a little more in here. There's something a little more. I just don't know what. Mm-hmm. So she arrives. She almost hits a kid with the mom. And she pulls into the town. She goes to this, like, what is it, like a cafe or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although something like felt off about the town,
too. Yeah, exactly. And I was saying the same shit. I'm like, yo, something feels off. So next thing you know, dude comes in. The dude from the first John Wick and, the famous stuntman, and, he's from Barry and shit, comes in, sees her, and he just goes, Next thing you know, the locals, they dip out.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, bah, 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 bah. I said, oh shit. And then this is the part where we were talking about. We were going home when we saw the movie. Oh yeah, yeah.
She like wraps her legs.
Yeah, she wraps her legs.
His neck.
She gets him in a triangle choke at some point, and of course I'm sitting there like,
I was like, hey yo.
Hey, them thighs never lie though. Man. Them thighs never lie though.
Hey, you're gonna have to tap out of that one though.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
use a safe word.
I need a safe word on that one for sure. I need a safe word on that one. That's for sure. Because what she does next? Oh, yo. She fucking. So of course he puts her up as like a leverage or some shit, and she falls, but she's still hanging on to him. She got him on his arm bar, and his whole arm just snaps. Like, and he's just like, I was like, okay. And then she shoots him. And after that, next thing you know, what is it? The waitress, she comes out.
Like the barista lady.
Yeah, that's the one. The barista, she comes out. And she's like, and then Eve's like, hey, I'm not gonna hurt you. And then next thing you know, Barista's like a
knife or something?
Yeah, the barista, I think, Eve had the knife, right? Yeah, Eve had the knife. And then she's like, oh shit, hey, I'm not gonna hurt you. And the barista's like, pop, boom, boom. And that fight was crazy, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo. And of course, they're just trading blows and shit. They're going back and forth, and eventually they trade weapons. Like, the barista has the knife, and my baby has the fucking, the hammer or the mallet or some shit, whatever. And this is what made me laugh. She threw the mallet at her. And I was like, that's the most Looney Tunes shit.
Where in the head?
Yeah, that's the most Looney Tunes shit I've ever seen in a live action movie. So, at least as far as the action movie, but it was still funny. And that's the other thing I was gonna mention. I like that she does the same thing as John Wick.
Like with the throwing shit?
Yeah, just throwing shit.
That's some of my favorite parts when that happens. Like, I just love seeing that. Like, she
same. Like in chapter 2, John Wick's out of ammo, throws the gun.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, he's out of ammo again, throws the gun. Eve, on the other hand, in this movie, she throws everything.
Yeah.
She threw like grenade boxes. She throws knives. She threw a mallet or a hammer or whatever. She threw whatever.
It's crazy.
She threw whatever. She threw whatever at people, man, and I love that shit. And then of course, she locks the barista in like a freezer or some shit, and then more people come into the shits, and bro, oh man, yo, And of course, then she gets gripped up at some point, and I'm just like, yo, this. Here's where it gets crazier. This is where it gets crazy because then reveals started happening.
Yep.
Because I was like, okay, the cult is here in the town, sure, but then they said, yo, the town itself is like the home base.
The cult.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. Or at least no. Wait, I'm lying. I saw that coming. There's another reveal happens later on that I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So as she's so of course there's a certain chick that they kept focusing on whenever Eve was around.
Yep.
And and of course she's there in the town with the dude with the main villain dude, and they're just on the walkie-talkies and shit like, hey, she's still alive, we gotta kill her, all that shit. Next thing you know, we come in, and she's just boom. Eve is just like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And then she shoots some more people, tries to get away at some point, and then the chick and Eve, they butt heads and shit for a bit. And the next thing you know, that's when you find the reveal, like, oh, like, hey, you're my sister. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You do?
That was a jaw-dropping moment.
I was like, yo,
it all makes sense now.
Yeah, because
oh shit.
Yeah, because the whole time, because then she starts talking about how like, hey, Dad only took you. How come he didn't take me with you guys? And all this. I was like,
that was wild.
Wait, just wait. I was like, just wait a second, wait. And then it gets worse. And then of course, somebody on the walkie-talkie was like, "Hey, what was it? Even I forgot the other chick's name. Even the other chick, they're talking." And he goes, "What do we do? Kill them both." I'm like, "Yo,
damn."
And then next thing you know, blows them both up. The sister dies. Eve is alive. She's hanging on.
Barely,
though. Yeah, she's hanging on. She's getting fucked up in the process. That's still what I liked about the movie. She even gets cut up in the back.
Yeah.
And her shit is just like exposed. And I'm just like, okay. And then next thing you know, while Eve is fucking going ham on everybody, dude gets on the walkie-talkie, or not the walkie-talkie, gets on the phone, calls the director, and he goes, "Hey, you need to call this chick off. I know she's one of yours and all and whatnot, and we have a truce. We've had this truce for so many years. You're gonna fuck this up." And then the director's like, "I've tried calling her off. You really think she's gonna listen to me?" And I'm just like, "You're right. You did tell her to call her off, and it didn't work out." And and I swear, man, the fucking this and of course the reveal. There's one more reveal, of course. And you find out the main dude is her grandfather.
Yeah.
And that was when I was even like,
oh, shit.
What the fuck?
It goes more in depth. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? So we got a bit of a family affair going on here.
Yeah. Like, it's all fucked.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, and of course, because the sister even mentioned how the dad taking Eve away from the cult, since the dad wasn't there to deal with getting dealt with, they had to kill the mom, and it was wild, man. Excuse me, it was fucking wild. And then after we find that after the director and the grandfather have their little exchange, the director goes, "I can send someone over there to help deal with Eve," and he goes, "Okay, fine." He goes, "Okay, fine, but if she's not dead until by midnight, we coming at you. It's full on war."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then from that point, Eve hides out for the rest of the day, and she comes out at night. And who shows up when he gets coming to town?
One and only.
It's John Wick, baby.
John Wick.
It's John Wick, man. And
pulling up, ready to do some business real quick.
Yeah, and of course, everybody's just looking at him, and they're just like, "Yo, that's John Wick. Yo, the Baba Yaga. Yo, that's John Wick, man. That's John Wick." And of course, John Wick. This made me like John Wick so much more. By the way, so he comes in, and he comes in, talks to Eve, and he goes, "Hey, Eve, look, I get it. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Yada yada yada. But you gotta leave. You just got.
He was trying to reason with her.
Yeah.
Get her to fucking get out of here.
And she was ready. She had a backpack ready with a sword and shit. Which after they, I forgot to mention that shit. Yo,
that's right. She was going ham with fucking samurai.
Yeah, she had the sword.
The katana.
It was like
oh my god.
After they blew her up, more people tried to come in and try to double tap both of them. She came out, got the sword, and you had that sick ass shot of like where it's like this, and it's just her just going ham with motherfuckers with the sword and shit. I was like, I was like, God damn, man. And of course I'm sitting there like, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby. So of course they pull. So of course, so John Wick and Eve, they're trying to talk. They're talking, and she's like, "I'm not leaving." And then at that point, he's like, "All right." So they fight. And like I said, this is what made me like Eve even more. She's not John Wick.
No.
Not on the same level. Because John Wick
she was fighting a different style than he was.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
And you could tell he was stronger. He was better.
Yeah.
He was better. And keep in mind, this is still John Wick. He's gonna fuck shit up. And dude, he tossed her through like two different like wooden.
That's right.
Two different wooden shits. Tossed her through one. You see it, like you see her get tossed. And then you hear them scuffling and shit because the shot stays on that area the whole time. And the next, she comes flying out through the wooden shit again, and they start grappling each other. She's about to shoot him. He's about to shoot her, and at that point, he's just like, "Hey, I get it, okay? I get it. I know what's going on." He's like, "Hey, I get it." And then she was like, "Hey, they killed my dad," and all that shit. And he goes, and then of course he goes. Looks at his watch. It's like 11:30 or 11:32 or some shit. And he goes,
"You got till midnight."
Yeah, you got till midnight. So that gives her like 20
consequences.
Yeah. Otherwise, that gives her like 28 minutes to do what she has to do. Otherwise, she was like, "Understand rules." And he goes, "Yeah, and consequences."
Yup.
Because otherwise, war was coming to them, and she was gonna have to die. But dude. The way that my baby was taking care of business. My baby was taking care of business. Yo, she even came out with the flamethrower and shit.
Man.
Yo.
Dude.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what we were seeing. We were in the theater. We were in the fucking theater seeing the flamethrower. The way that it was shot.
That was next level. Probably my second favorite scene.
Same.
God.
The way that they shot her with the flamethrower.
Dude. It was incredible.
I was just like, dude, it's actually my baby with the flamethrower. Shooting with the flamethrower. Motherfuckers still getting burnt and shit. Motherfuckers getting burnt.
Lighting them up left and right.
And of course, the other dude, he comes in with the flamethrower himself. And and that was
they
crazy.
were like
going back and forth, crossing with fire, fighting fire with fire. I said, yo, this movie is nuts.
That shit was crazy, dude.
Bro, this movie is fucking fire. Fucking fire. I don't care what anybody says.
Literally.
Yeah. And then of course, man, I couldn't fucking believe it when we were seeing. And then of course, and another thing I loved was that anytime that she was using the flamethrower, she still had to work the corners. She would put the flamethrower aside, pull out the pistol, pop, pop, go back to using the flamethrower.
Yep.
And I'm just like, this is y'all kept it consistent with this world.
Handling it.
I'm like, y'all kept it consistent with the John Wick universe. Y'all did y'all thing. This movie, y'all proved me wrong. Y'all proved me wrong. And of course, my baby. Listen, I had no doubts with my baby, but god damn it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, so of course she comes out. She burns so many people on her way out too.
Shit, dude.
So she comes out to the public. So she comes out to like the streets and shit. Burns more dudes. And one of the last dudes that she gets, man. Oh my god, man. She lit his ass up like 3 or 4 times. He's trying to crawl with.
Nope.
And then she realizes, oh shit, I'm empty. Dude comes out the corner with his own flamethrower. He shoots. She jumps in the fucking window and comes out with a fire hose. Bro, this shit.
How brilliant was that, dude?
Bro.
Oh my God.
That scene. What? Listen, it's one thing when you see that scene on like your phone or like on your laptop or whatever the fuck, and you see it in the trailer, but seeing it in the theater, yo, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. She was battling the shit with water. He was firing the shit at her, but she's getting closer and the water's just overwhelming the dude eventually. And then just as she's about to kill dude, next thing you know, shot goes off. Boom! His dude
blows up.
Yeah, his dude with the tank. I'm like, you see John Wick. He's just there looking at her through the scope. And he's looking at the time. He's like, she got about, what, 4 minutes?
Like 4 minutes,
yeah. She had like 4 minutes left. And, yo, so she's still going off. She's still shooting motherfuckers. She's still taking everybody out. So she gets to, so of course, they tell the main villain, like, yo, we gotta go. Like, she's killing us all, man. Like, we don't know what the fuck to do at this point. And he's like, nah, man, we ain't going nowhere. We've been at this home base for over 1,000 years. You think I'm just gonna run? Come on now. And then eventually they did run. So that was fucking hilarious. And then afterwards, she comes.
Oh, that's because he also said we lost track of John Wick too.
Yeah.
At that moment, he was like, all right, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We have to go now.
Yeah.
So John Wick, he's off doing his thing, bro. And yo, this movie knew what we wanted.
This was John Wick's moment at this time.
Yeah, this was his time to shine.
He had his own moment, which was fucking awesome.
Yo, because he was in like some kind of clock tower or some shit.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh shit, yo, John Wick's killing us. He's killing us. And this is the part that made me laugh the most. Chick comes up to dude. She's like, it's just John Wick. He's just a man. It's John Wick. We got it. Bop, bop.
Yeah.
John Wick pops her and the dude in the headshot, of course. And I'm just, and we see John Wick in action.
Going at it again.
Keanu still got it.
He
still got it. Isn't he like 60-something at this point? He still got it.
Man, no doubt.
Yo, he still got it. I have no doubts of John Wick 5 coming. And, dude. Mm-hmm. So, Keanu, hey, he's got this shit. He's got it. Keanu, you got it, my guy. You got it. But anyways, so after John Wick has his moment to shine, it's back to Eve. Eve gets guns down the car that they're trying to escape from, which has the main villain, has the dude, has Daryl's daughter, and of course she takes out the car. Like 2 dudes come out, shoots them. What's the daughter's name? Ella? I think it was Ella. So so Ella is sitting there in the car. Main dude comes out. He's trying to monologue to her and shit. And he's like, yeah, something like you're gonna kill your grandfather or whatever, like
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I
monologuing,
monologuing, like, yeah, you think you're gonna hide from whatever you are, and
she
then
was not about it.
She was like,
bop,
bop.
Yeah.
She didn't even let him keep talking. She just said bop
right in the middle of his sentence.
Right in the middle of it, just no,
bow,
just shut up,
done.
Like bow, just done for. So she gets Ella. John Wick is like, okay, well she finished everything before midnight. Cool. Calls up the director, tells her everything's done, and she goes, hey, she dead? Or he goes, hey, she dead? And he goes, well, dude's dead. And he goes, and the director goes, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hangs up. John Wick hangs up. He just goes on about his business. Eve goes on about her business. She brings back Ella to Daryl, and from that point, Eve has to go on the run. She got a contract out on her, and for like $5 million or some shit.
Yeah.
And at that point, but Eve, she had to go see Tatiana real quick, because Tatiana is a ballerina at like professionally pretty much. Mm-hmm. So she's performing at like Swan Lake or some shit like that. I don't know, ballerina.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, so she sees her, sees that she's got an open contract out on her, sees other people checking her phone, but just to be sure, she's like, gotta go. So she dips out. Movie over.
Yup.
Yo, this movie.
Man, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this movie. My baby is fine as hell. She killed it. The action was amazing.
Yes.
Story, not strong, but I still enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know what else to say, man.
Dude, I love seeing them expand the John Wick world, man.
And the fact that this was a spinoff and it went this crazy.
Yeah.
And we got Kane coming. We have Donnie Yen.
Just think
playing
about that,
Kane.
man. If this is this good,
there's no telling how good Kane is gonna be.
Oh my God.
And we know how good Kane, and we know how good Donnie Yen is as Kane.
It's gonna be unbelievable.
And keep in mind,
it has to be.
And keep in mind, Donnie Yen is directing Kane.
Yeah,
he's directing Kane, and we got Rina Sawayama back in Kane too. So she's gonna be in it.
Fucking nuts.
The only thing that I just found out, and I just found this out yesterday, John Wick's not gonna be in it, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We don't need John Wick in every spinoff.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. This is Kane's movie. Mm-hmm. This is Kane's movie, and. Yo, and honestly, just thinking about it, we didn't necessarily need John Wick and Ballerina.
Not really, no.
But
it was dope seeing him, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting him in this movie as much as he was.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't take away from her
no,
at all.
It didn't. And
like, he had his moment.
Yo,
he was fucking perfect.
Yeah. He even had a moment with her. He had
Yeah.
a moment with her, fighting her and shit. And it was pretty much a draw between them, which,
I love this movie,
this movie.
We both can agree.
Yep.
It's definitely
a certified good time, yo. The movie is fucking amazing. I highly recommend anybody to go see this, whether if you're a fan of action, fan of the John Wick universe, whether you're a fan of my baby, Ana de Armas. Hey, Ana. Hey. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Hey, look. I'll admit, if I meet her, I'm gonna be cool.
Shit.
You know what I mean? I'll be alright. but yo, this movie, man, is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I would definitely see this again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Ballerina.
That's what I'm talking about.
How did you guys feel about this movie? We all fucking with this movie just as much as us.
What do you think of this? Does it fit in the John Wick world?
Hey, if you guys fuck with the movie,
let us know.
Hell yeah, let us know. Hit the like button, comment down below, share the shit with your friends, and of course, you guys, subscribe to the channel.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.